What is up, you guys? Oh, welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not new, then cheers. Today I wanted to do a fashion and style related video, and I'm not going to try to talk too much. So in today's lecture we are going to be talking about, if y'all see me looking down, it's because my forgetful ass had to write everything down, because once I start talking, it doesn't stop. So I have to write everything. In today's lecture, we're going to discuss online shopping, where I shop from, my custom international online shopping custom horror stories, plural, and my street shopping guide, where I do all my Rasta shopping from. Maybe I'll pop in a little bit of luxury shopping, that kind of thing. Everything to the T. We are going to be discussing today. When I'm not in my night suit, my dressing sense isn't all that bad. I don't have a shopping problem, but I definitely have experience in that front, because I'm going to be sharing all my experiences, where I shop from, all that jazz, which you can browse through in this index right here. So let's start with the first and the most asked about shopping is online shopping. Now, I have shopped from a few of the very popular online shops like Nasty Gal, Misguided, Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, Shein, Zaful, Rebellious, Fashion Nova. I want to start off with Nasty Gal. I ordered from Nasty Gal a few years ago. Great stuff. It was before Boohoo bought Nasty Gal. They had these really unique, like one-of-a-kind pieces, and I shopped from them at the right time. I experienced no customs, no, like bomb being dropped on me when I ordered from Nasty Gal, so that was great. I still wear this stuff even till today, and I had a great experience at Nasty Gal. Fashion Nova also, I got really lucky. Fashion Nova, I think, ships from the US, so I've ordered from there I think twice. I got one minute, let me just show you. I ordered stuff from Fashion Nova, and again I got really lucky in that department. The stuff came no customs, but the stuff I ordered I loved. Phenomenal fitting, great styles. They're very trendy, basically I would call Fashion Nova fast fashion. Another question I got on my Instagram was, do denims and shoes have to be expensive? I'm just gonna tell you my answer. First of all, when you are buying denims, personally I would like spending a little more on denims and shoes, because when you buy cheap denims, this is what you get. It's good, okay, but the denim feels like it's not thick, it's not heavy, it doesn't feel like denim. It feels like sasta denim. And the same thing with this jacket, that one of my staples. It's really nice. It is again a very light denim. I have clothes that I've been wearing since like years now. Like, I keep my clothes for really long. I don't believe in fast fashion. If I buy something, I buy it for the long run. And yeah, denims from Fashion Nova wouldn't recommend. Their t-shirts are also okay-ish. That's what I said, it's really trendy, really like fast fashion. Now that we've cleared Fashion Nova out of the way, let's talk about Rebellious UK. After all my successful online shopping experiences internationally, I started shifting to UK brands. So Rebellious Fashion is a UK brand, ASOS is a UK brand, and Boohoo is a UK brand. I did not know anything about customs. So I placed 3 orders from 3 different sites at the same time. I got a little excited and I'm like, okay, online shopping internationally isn't so bad, except it does take a month to deliver, but it's fine. I mean, I had a proper experience. Why not try again? The only difference was that when I bought from US brands, they did not weirdly charge customs for me at that time. And 3 or 6 months down the line, when I shopped from a UK brand, after about a month, the postman came and he was like, here, take your stuff. So I went to take it, and he's like, he slammed like this bill on my face, and I was like, what's this? And he's like, bill.
Custom.
What do you mean custom? And then I went to my dad and he's like, I was like, yeah. He's like, good, serves you right now, use your pocket money. Dude, I was shook, like I was stunned out of my mind. I didn't know that I had to pay extra. See, I don't know much about customs. For me, it was 50% of my entire bill the first time. So when I ordered from Rebellious, I ordered for stuff worth, example, 10,000. The custom charge was 50% of my bill. Now do the math. 50% of 10,000 is 11,000. I'm just kidding. 50% of 10,000 is 5,000. I'm not that daft also. And 5,000 was gone in the air. just for custom. So I was like, okay, you know, I think this is a one-time thing. Then after my rebellious parcel was cleared, I started getting anxiety, like, oh god, I've ordered from Boohoo, will the same thing happen to me? And then I was like, no, you know, nothing will happen. So I emailed Boohoo, what are y'all gonna do about the customs? And then they were like, we are not responsible for any customs, which they are absolutely correct. They are not responsible. It's the Indian post office that slams customs in your face. They were really sweet about it. They were like, yeah, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen with your custom. And I was waiting. Then after 2 months, I'm like, where the hell is my parcel? Because it arrived in the destination city, but it wasn't coming home. I had to personally go to the customs office to pick it up, pay them some money and get my parcel. So either way, I had to pay money even after paying shipping, after paying for my stuff. Customs is a real bummer, guys, and that was the last time I ever ordered from international sites. However, my story doesn't end there. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my luxury online shopping internationally story. Okay, so I needed a college bag and I went on the Michael Kors website, and when I went, you know, I was just browsing because at this point I was very familiar with customs, and if they charge me 50% of my order for clothes, for a bag is a heavy item, they're gonna charge me way more. So I was like, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing a look-see. So I went on the MK website and I saw this really pretty bag and I was like, oh, you know, like it's really pretty, let me just buy it. And before buying it, I did my full research and I saw that the prices on luxury websites are inclusive of custom duty, which means that when you get your parcel, they will not charge you custom for it, which was such a relief. So this is the bag I got a while ago for college, and since I'm not going to college anymore, it's just sitting in my room. I got it fine, perfectly packaged in a big box, so that's a huge plus, that's a huge win for me. Sites like Farfetch and other international luxury brands, when they say they don't charge customs, I hope they don't, but in my experience that hasn't happened. I want to talk to you about Missguided and Pretty Little Thing. Now, all these sites that I've shopped from are obviously pretty similar. I bought stuff on Missguided, I paid for it and everything, I got an order number. But suddenly after 3 or 4 days, I got an email that the items are out of stock. And I was like, okay, but why? I mean, I paid for it, how can it be out of stock? I mean, I bought the stock.
Why is it out of stock?
And this basically happens in high sale and high peak times when a lot of people are buying the same thing, and I don't think the orders get processed very well. So another tip I would like to add is do not buy things on popular websites when they are on sale, because like, I don't know how it works, but basically all the items I bought were out of stock. I have no idea about my refund. I had to chase them for days. I was like, what's with my refund? So it's a really annoying cycle and I wouldn't do it. Like, I wouldn't buy during sales and I wouldn't buy internationally online, because since you guys have heard my horror story, I don't think you should either. Coming to ASOS. I have had my fair share of ASOS buys, really good stuff. Everybody loves ASOS, but this time when I shop internationally, I usually ship it to my relatives staying abroad so that I don't have to deal with the heavy custom charge. Because guys, come on, like, customs can get a lot. I think it depends on the weight, the quantity. I don't know what it depends on, but I just know that customs can be between, I think, either full price of your order or maybe 30, 40, 50, 60%. I don't know, and that's still a lot, you know, inclusive of shipping charges, what you bought, blah blah blah. Customs can be a real pain. Now that we've got online shopping out of the way, best thing you can do is ship it to your relative. I'm just telling you, but sis had a really scary experience. But even the Forever 21 in the US and stuff is so good. I sent it to my cousin and he got it back for me. So I do shop online internationally, but I don't make the mistake of shipping it to my house, because then I'll have to pay a lot of money to get my item. And also, if you're not willing to pay customs, girl, your stuff is so gone. Like, it's gone, gone. I don't know exactly what happens, because I mean, I've always paid custom duty when I had to pay, but I don't know what happens when you don't pay. I mean, that should be another juicy story altogether. But anyway, okay. The next thing I want to talk about is jeans. I pride myself on having a really good collection of jeans. My favorite place to buy jeans are first Topshop. If I go abroad, I always make sure to stock up on jeans from Topshop. I've had Topshop jeans since like 2015 and I still wear them till today because they're just so good, quality, fit, style, really nice material. Topshop, I think the Topshop jeans are the best. Also Zara jeans are amazing. I'm very particular about denims and I do prefer spending a little more on denim wear than normal clothes because denims are an investment and jeans are forever. Jewelry. So I stay near the sea, so all the fake like junk jewelry I buy, it becomes black in no time, which is really upsetting because I love jewelry. So what I do is, if I really like a particular jewelry piece, I ask my parents to get it made for me and gift it to me for either Diwali or my birthday or something like that. But my favorite places to buy jewelry though are Shein. Oh, I'm so sad Shein's gone. H&M jewelry is amazing. Curio Cottage in Bandra has really good jewelry. Swarovski has really good jewelry. Also, I was getting a lot of questions about my tennis bracelet. Mine is like I've borrowed it from my mom, but Swarovski has really good tennis bracelets. If you're looking for a good investment tennis bracelet but you don't want to buy the real thing, you can buy one at Swarovski. This week I might be going to the mall, so I'm gonna take you guys with me and show you exactly how I shop when I go to the mall. The first thing when I see an item, I need to be attracted to the style, fabric, very important, and print. Or if it's a solid color, then fab, but print. I'm very particular about prints and I try to stay away from fast fashion and really trendy prints because I really need to like it to buy it. You know, when I buy something, I think of the longevity, how much I can wear it, where I can wear it. I need to keep all these things in mind rather than impulse buying because, you know, now that I'm getting older, I need to consider my expenditure and I need to really buy smart rather than just picking up anything and then going home and being like oops, having an oopsie moment. So yeah, I'm going to take you guys shopping with me. And as far as street shopping goes, my favorite places ranked in number are Bangkok. I think Platinum Mall it's called. That's my favorite street shopping place in the world. I've got such cute pieces from there, really good quality, super nice. And my parents and I go to Thailand a lot, so I always make sure they take me to Bangkok and give me like one day where I can just go and do my street shopping in Bangkok. It's my favorite thing to do. I think Bangkok shopping is like my favorite. Colaba Causeway, not so much. I never really find the best things there. But one place that is a real gold mine is Manish Market in Seven Bungalows, I believe. If you take the day off, really spend time there, you can really find some good stuff. So I'd like to go there also. Then in Indonesia also, when I went with my girlfriends, we went to the street shopping mall and it was so good. Like I got such cute stuff there. And once, I had to share this with you guys, I went to Manish Market, okay? And when I went, I was like, you know, all decked up. Like, I see the people at Manish Market, like they try to take me for a ride and they like hike the prices every time they see me because I'm a little bag, I'm a little jewelry, I'm a little and I'm like, bro, do you think I'm stupid? Like, you think I can't haggle? I'm a haggling queen. I love Manish Market. I'll probably take you guys with me over there. But I think that sums up where I shop from, what I look for. Have I missed out anything? Sizes, right. Main thing, the sizes are very tricky. The fabric is very tricky. You never know what you're gonna get. When I order online, I always order something that other people have bought so that I can see how it looks on them, how they like it, because why should sis take a chance? I mean, if there are no reviews, I'm not buying it. I always try to read up on the fabric and Google it, do my research. When it comes, I don't wanna get like some raincoaty material. That's not cute. And the sizes are also very tricky, so every time I'm shopping online, I always have a measure tape with me, and my size it's very easily available, so I've never really had a problem in the sizing department. But I do keep a measure tape around in case sis puts on some weight here and there and she doesn't know if something is gonna fit her. I always buy a size bigger sometimes, you know, because weight gain is normal. We're all growing up. Normalize weight gain. Stop asking people about it. It's okay to put on weight. Just have to put that in there. So every time I'm putting on a little bit of weight, I don't care. I'll just buy a bigger size. It's okay. What's there? My favorite place to buy baggy mom jeans is again Topshop and Zara. I don't trust denims anywhere else. These are the only two places I buy denims from. Maybe sometimes here and there I'll buy something else, but I'm very particular about jeans and I don't recommend anything other than that. Favorite online store for jhumkas and kurtis. I don't shop for kurtas and jhumkas online. I just go to the shop itself. For Lucknowis, I love going like shopping on the street. Lokhandwala has some really nice Lucknowis, and Nakashi in Juhu has. I love the Lucknowis at Nakashi, as well as Ahilia in Bandra for super cute stuff. I would describe my personal daily style as the perfect balanced mix of Rasta shopping, high street and luxury, and sometimes my mom's old clothes. Literally. That's my style. That's what you would find me in most of the time. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you next Sunday with another video. So I'm done chatting. Thanks for watching. Bye. Ooh.
Looking for myself, I'm staring at my shadow. I'm not gonna be sad.